Trust no one. Don't buy no land sight unseen. Make sure you can see that land. I'm not talking about virtual world. I'm not talking about this or that. But a lot of times when a deal seems too good to be true, it's more than likely too good to be true. You want to get out and physically see that land. If you're going to live there, you're going to invest your hard-earned money into that land. Get out there and see that land to make sure that's where you want to be at. If you don't want to get out there now, what makes you think you're going to want to get out there later? Buying land sight unseen can be one of the worst mistakes that you can make. Or it doesn't mean that it always has to go bad. Nothing is 100, I get that. But the likelihood of something going awry is high. Why gamble with such a large investment? Take your time, take the time off, plan a trip, and go see that land. And don't just ride by the land, don't just ride around the land, but go into the land, especially if it's raw land, if it's wooded land. Take your crew, walk through the land, see the land, because you don't want to go and then all of a sudden they start clearing and you haven't walked the land and you be like, I didn't know this was here, I didn't know this debris was here, I didn't know this structure was here, I didn't know there was a hole in the ground, looks like a sinkhole, I didn't know this moisture was here, I didn't know this ground was... Take your time and look at the land. Also look at the soil and look at the plants that's growing. Check out the plants. There's some very invasive plants down here in Florida that you can clear it and all you're doing is opening it up for Pandora's box, for everything to just pop up and come alive, because it may not, under dense growth, it may not grow as abundant, but make sure you do your research to make sure that some of these plants, as you clear the land, will not take over your land at the same time. All right, you made it number 5. This is one of the biggest one that's closest and dearest to my heart, because we got saved by doing this one thing. Make sure that you do not avoid getting a title search. Do not avoid getting a title search. We sold our home to move out in the country. We sold everything we had in the city. And we had dual closings. That means we had our home selling on the same day, and then we went to another closing to buy land. They went through probate and everything. But guess what happened? The title search company found out that there was a man that owned the land, then he passed, then it went to his wife, and he had 3 kids, but his wife had 3 other kids. And when she died, his kids, which he initially bought the land, they thought it went to just them, but her kids had rights to it, even though it wasn't by him, if that makes sense. Yeah, it can get very, very, I don't know, intertwined, where you got to make sure that you pay that extra money to do that title search, because they're going to ensure that either you get your money back or you actually have a clear title.